go on holiday, but it's not looking very good. I'm at a complete standstill in the car because the French have blocked the motorways again, apparently because of rising fuel prices, and I'm not going to make my plane. I have to get to London because I'm going to meet Nick in Scotland. There they are in the distance, all happily blocking the entrance to the motorway. I feel like a prisoner. Oh my goodness, it's a pre-Christmas miracle. I made my plane! I arrived at the airport exactly 16 minutes before the scheduled departure time, and the plane was on time and they still let me on. Thank you, Limoges Airport. I'm at Stansted Airport, just going to meet Nick in Scotland. We go every year to see my old school friend Elizabeth and her daughter, who's my goddaughter. And I'm weighed down with Fortnum & Mason advent calendars. Look at this glorious grey, murky weather. Now I know I'm back in the British Isles. Feels like a real homecoming. I'm very excited. There's something about big, isolated country houses that's like heroin to me. From French chateau to Scottish country house. Oh, it's good to be back. I have found exactly the book that I want to be reading whilst I'm here. There is a lot of William Morris in this house. And I want to learn more about him and his designs. And I bought a new dress from H&M's collaboration with Morris & Co. so that I'm actually wearing Morris patterns, and I completely match the house. Apparently the Empress Josephine always dressed to match the room that she was in, and I begin to think maybe she had a point. I'm going to spend the entire afternoon snuggled up on the sofa reading about William Morris and the arts and crafts home, and recognising half of the fabrics in here from things around this house. Here we have the strawberry thieves from the fabric of the room next door. William Morris enlisted the help of Philip Webb, who drew the birds in this design for a furnishing fabric entitled Strawberry Thief. First registered on May the 11th, 1883, it went on to become one of Morris's most successful creations. This is my favourite room, and in here the walls have no wallpaper, but the fabric is William Morris. There are the little strawberry thieves. Here's another rather majestic ancestor, and below her I feel quite at home because we have the same plates at Lalande. They're heron. Even the corridors that look quite neutral at a distance have a sumptuous Morris & Co design. It's called Marigold and was first designed in 1875 and still looks beautiful in a house today. The guest bedrooms are just as sumptuous, though sadly I don't know where the wallpapers are from here. This is a toile de jouy and it's Nick's bedroom. Look at his incredible bed. And his bathroom also has the best wallpaper. I am so happy to be back in one of my favourite bedrooms in the world with easily the most awesome wallpaper. Five whole days of this is going to be complete bliss. I'm excited that I'm finally going to get lots of time to sit around reading. I've been meaning to read 100 Years of Solitude for a really long time, and now's my chance. I'm going to be snuggling up in front of the fire reading this. I have a little bookmark secret that I do whenever I'm travelling and reading a beautiful book. When I go through duty free, I choose a perfume whose scent somehow reminds me of the book, and then I use that as a bookmark. And this time I chose Gucci Bloom, which smells of jasmine. So now whenever I smell jasmine, I'll be transported back to the world of 100 Years of Solitude. I'm immediately transported to this magical, exotic, faraway place.
filled with the scent of jasmine.
There's the intrepid Nick. I love the colours of the leaves and the moss. Even in the rain and the grey, they seem to be glowing. Home sweet home, and warmth and a fire and a whiskey. It is definitely time to recover in a long hot bath. Though the main problem is that the posher the English country house, the more likely showers are to resemble this. Yep, this is taking me back to my childhood. These are the Fortnum & Mason advent calendars that we brought as gifts. The chocolate one is for my goddaughter. It's so tempting to open the little windows. And the Tea Lovers advent calendar is for Elizabeth. It's got some really curious sounding teas. Licorice, mint and lemon verbena. Rose pouchong. Chamomile and bee pollen. Ruby red infusion, which is glowing with the promise of warming spiced plum. Golly. Lunch Scottish style.
Excuse me, Mummy.
Whiskey and cheese.
Can I have some?
Turns out that there is a very exciting treat for having gone on the walk.
Can I see it, Stephanie?
In a minute, yes. We're going to go gin tasting and then we're going to get fish and chips. Here we go. These were amazing and our favourite is the original. What did you say was in the original?
Cheddar, Scots pine, milk thistle and rosemary.
So delicious. They have superb hip flasks. This one seems just the right size. Wish we'd had it on the walk. And now we're going from the romance of old Scottish country houses to the beautiful modern architecture of the brand new V&A in Dundee, stunningly situated on the waterfront. Fittingly, the current exhibition is all about the glory days of the sumptuous cruise ships. It was a short-lived world of glamour. This panel is from the French ship the Normandie, possibly the most beautiful of them all, which burnt down as it was converted into a troop carrier at the outbreak of the Second World War. The luxury was beyond imagining. This is a menu for the dogs of people travelling on the Normandie and includes options for vegetarian dogs. All of these travelling trunks are from Louis Vuitton from the 20s and 30s and completely put to shame my tiny one handbag allowance on Ryanair to come here. The private dining room on the SS United States had walls that were clad in these Tissot crystal stars, and even their coffee tables looked like the night sky. It must have been glorious to see it. But the exhibition ends with the sad fate of some of these ships. The Lusitania was torpedoed by a German U-boat. The Cartier Tiara survived, but 1,000 passengers didn't. And the exhibition ends with the largest piece of wreckage to be found from the Titanic. Can't believe we're going home. I wanted to stay in Scotland for much longer. But London, here we come. Time for some Christmas shopping.